Good morning, children. After a long period, we are meet again for discussion about politics, and I hope you are all of you are happy and fine. Okay. Then today I am going to start a new chapter from your politics. That is third chapter politics. Chapter name: Why do we need a parliament? Why do we need a parliament? Okay. So the previous chapters we studied about Indian Constitution, the features of Indian Constitution, functions of Indian Constitution, and secularism detail we see. Now we are going to see about Parliament. Okay. In the sixth standard and seventh standard, you studied about local self-government. In the sixth standard, you studied about local self-government, that is Panchayati Raj system. And seventh standard, you studied about state government, how a state government is selected and elected, how they form the government, state government is formed. All these things studied. So much background you don't want. Okay. So now we are going to discuss about Parliament. India became independent in 1947, August 15. Okay. During the colonial period, what happened? Indian faced lot of problems because Indians don't have much freedom, and they are suffering from the British government, and the British makes laws for their welfare, British welfare for the British. So the people of India suffered more, and they do not have any power for participating their government and for making decision. Okay, so they do not have any role in decision making. In 1885, Indian National Congress formed. Here the changes is happened. The great changes happened. That is, in 1885, what is happened? Indian National Congress formed. Okay, so and this Indian National Congress demanded to elected legislature. Okay, so Indian National Congress demanded elected legislature. Okay, so our leaders decided that all persons in independent India would be able to participate their government and for making decision. So that is the ambition of Indian National Congress, and when they formed the constitution, the main idea of the constitution is that the people have the freedom, and so the people have the freedom to participate the government and for decision making. That is a main idea of the constitution. Okay, so like that we adopted democratic government. Okay, so democratic government means what is here? The people are very important. People are very important, and this type of government is giving power to the people. That is, the system is giving the power to the people for selecting their government, elected members, and they form the government. So that is known as democracy. In the democracy, what is important? That is universal adult franchise. Okay, universal adult franchise is very important in democratic government. So when India adopted this system, democratic system, so in Indian constitution also says that it is based on universal adult franchise. So every adult citizen of India has the right to vote and select their representatives, and that representative form the parliament and form the government. This is the system of our parliament. Okay, so the basic idea of democracy is that the individual or the citizen is the important for decision making, and the approval of for the decisions making, what is important? The approval of the people is very important. So how does it is possible? How does it is possible? It is only possible through election. So like that we are electing our representatives, and they form the government, and they form the parliament, and parliament form the government. So like that so that is about our democracy and about the universal adult franchise. It is very important. Okay, so now we are going to directly we are coming to the parliament, the Indian parliament. Okay, so how Indian parliament formed, that is how it is happened. We studied in 7th standard how a state government is formed, how it is in a state, every state is divided into different constituencies or areas, and each constituency is the one candidate is elected by the people, and these elected members form the state government. The same system, India is divided into 545 constituencies and 543 constituencies, and in that election is happening. In each constituencies, people are electing one candidates and they represent as a representatives, and they form the parliament, and like that the system is going. So it is very easy now because the universal order franchise is there. Through that election is happening. Through the election, each candidate, 543 candidates are elected by the people, and they form the parliament, and the parliament members form the government. Very simple. Okay. Then the structure of the parliament now also we can discuss. That is, you look at the board. The Indian parliament. The highest lawmaking body is known as, in a country, is known as Indian Parliament. Okay, the Parliament is the highest body and headed by the President of India. Headed by the President of India. And our Parliament have two houses. That is Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha is known as upper house and Lok Sabha is known as lower house. Okay, so the Indian Parliament is headed by highest lawmaking body. It is headed by the president, and it have two houses, that is Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha is known as upper house and it is elected by Council of States. It is also known as Council of State. And Lok Sabha, lower house, the House of People. It is known as House of People. So you have to remember that, notice that what is the House of People means Lok Sabha, because the House of People is elected by the, directly elected by the people. That is Lok Sabha, the members. And Rajya Sabha is the upper house. It is also known as Council of States. Council of States, because the members of Legislative Assembly, MLAs, are selected. These Rajya Sabha, the members of Rajya Sabha are elected by the members of Legislative Assembly, MLAs. So that is why. And Rajya Sabha is a permanent house. It is also known as permanent house because every year 1/3 is retiring. So the maximum the 1/3 members are retire every year. So it is a permanent year because it will not go fully, it will not go. So every 6 years is the period. And okay, and so Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. And Rajya Sabha 238 members are elected by the MLAs and plus 12 nominated by the president. Okay, so plus 12 is nominated by the president. So like that, 250 members. The maximum members of the Rajya Sabha is the 250. Yes, and 238. Okay, 238 members elected by the state legislative MLAs, and 12 is nominated by the president. And like that, maximum members 250. And coming to the Lok Sabha, 543 members are elected by the people. 543 members are elected by the people. 2 nominated, like that maximum members 545. 545 is the maximum members of the Lok Sabha, and 543 members elected by the people from the different constituencies, and 2 are nominated by president. 2 are nominated by the president. Okay, so in Rajya Sabha, speaker means vice president is a speaker. The vice president of the India is speaker of Rajya Sabha, and speaker of Lok Sabha is elected by the members of Lok Sabha. These are the structure of the Indian Parliament. So Indian Parliament, the highest lawmaking body headed by the president, and it has 2 houses, that is Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha means upper house and Council of States, and Lok Sabha, it is a lower house, and it is also known as House of People because the people directly elected by these members are elected by the people directly. So that is why it is known as House of People. Which one? Lok Sabha is House of People, and Rajya Sabha means it is Council of States. Council of States. Then in the Rajya Sabha, 250 members are there. 238 is elected by the MLAs of the each states, and 12 are nominated by the president. In Lok Sabha, maximum members is 545. In that 543 is elected by the people, and 2 are nominated by president. And speaker is in Rajya Sabha is the vice president of India, and Lok Sabha, the speaker is elected by the members of Lok Sabha. These are the structure of Indian parliament. Okay, so this diagram you have to, this flowchart you have to draw in your notebook, and I will give some questions also. So I think you understood very well. Okay, thank you.